it's really a very significant issue and problem, and ranging from, costs in the public health sector to municipal costs from issues like recycling and waste management, and obviously astronomical environmental costs. So I think a lot of people come to this issue having heard about impacts on the marine environment from plastic pollution. What will happen is plastic litter finds its way out to our waterways, to our rivers and oceans, via the sewage system. And what that's resulted in is millions of tons of plastic entering our waterways every year, and then really significant impacts to our marine wildlife as a result. So over 700 species of marine wildlife have been impacted by plastic pollution. That includes over 80% of sea turtle species. And what happens a lot of the time is that marine wildlife will see something like a plastic bag and it'll mistake it for food. And eat that, the stomach becomes full of plastic, leaving no room for actual nutrition, and then the animal passes away as a result. But beyond that, there are all sorts of other impacts. Plastics break down in water, and so we're now seeing microplastics in water systems across the United States. The majority of water systems have microplastic particles floating around in them. Much of the table salt that you consume actually has minuscule plastic particles in it. So it's getting back into our bodies as well. And, there are obviously health consequences from that. And then another aspect of this issue that sometimes gets overlooked is the tie-in to climate change, because plastic is a petroleum-based product. And so obviously there are emissions impacts from, gas necessary to produce plastic products, and then also chemical emissions from the process itself. And then plastic, when it gets into landfills, also releases greenhouse gases as it breaks down in the environment.